welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Angel Baby Kyra. Make sure you like and subscribe. Go follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I want to see all my hate comments and look at my new Melody merch. Anyways, so today I thought I would do a little story time slash advice slash rant about music, about singing, about my experience, because I always bring it up that my music professors always put me down, because they did, and just like advice for people who are thinking of like posting covers or want to do music, or if you want to do music, if you want to go to music school, because it was a very bad experience for me. At the same time, I think I learned a lot, and it really pushed me to, I don't know, like to do better for myself. So first of all, I hate when people say, if you can't take constructive criticism, don't be on the internet. You're sensitive, don't be on the internet. I don't like that, just because it's like, I'm still going to be doing it, you know, I'm still going to be posting, and it's like the entitlement that people have, like just comments, giving constructive criticism. It's like, I didn't ask for the unsolicited advice, and yes, it's there for people to judge and they can leave their comments. Like, I don't have a problem with people leaving constructive criticism, but when they're like telling me to be like, you need to do this or else you won't get this, it's like, no, I actually don't. And one of my mutuals, shout out to Shelfie, he has been posting this a lot on his Instagram too. I had people give him unsolicited advice, and his requirements for listening to said unsolicited constructive criticism is that you have to have 100K Spotify streams, 10K followers, and you're signed to a record label. I think that's pretty fair, and I don't see a lot of musicians or artists really talk about it. Just expected to just like sit there and just be like, you know what I mean? And it's just real annoying when people think like they get to like dictate me and stuff like that. So it's like, I did a cover Milk of the Sirens, and someone was like, you took my advice about breast support. No, I sang this song before in the same way, and then people want to take credit for having someone improve or sound good. You know what I mean? If someone comments constructive criticism on your account, on your TikTok, on your YouTube, you don't have to take it. If it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. A lot of it doesn't resonate for me. And if people try to tell you about your vocal health, like a lot of people tell me about my vocal health, it's like, I don't think you know anything, like you really don't know me. So just take that with a grain of salt. Like, they want to, like, they can totally comment that, but repeatedly say like, you need to do this to get this, you don't, because you're in control of what your life is gonna be like. And that's just like a life thing, you know? While I was in school for music, I didn't get constructive criticism. I got a lot of the same comments that these hate comments on my TikTok are telling me, to not sing, to stop, to shut up. My professor would always stop me in the middle of my song and tell me just to sit down, that she don't want to hear me. And there was this one time when I was in the auditorium where, you know, like we took turns hearing each other sing, and then she literally was like, stop. And I was like on stage, and she's like, do you have asthma? It sounds like you have asthma. And to like humiliate me like that in front of everyone was really uncalled for. Like, you're supposed to be in like in a safe environment to practice, and that's kind of like the environment that it is on TikTok. It's not a safe environment to practice, to try out new things. And in a school setting, you would think that would be a thing. Oh my god, there's a fly. My professors, like, they would gang up on me together, talk about me together, being like, they're such a problem child. This fly's bothering me. They're such a problem child. They're never gonna make it in the music industry. And I would hear them talk, and they would tell other professors, like, don't let Kyra into these classes. They're gonna ruin things for you. They didn't let me. He told another professor, don't let me into Songwriter Showcase, which used to be like a huge big class. You would like perform your own song that you wrote with a band. And they told them like not to let me in. My vocal professor told me that I was never gonna make it in the music industry, that I should drop out of the music department, that I should find another major to look at. And even just looking at music schools, I had I wanted to go to Biola University, don't know why now, but they told me like, maybe you should go look at a junior college, and they also told me maybe you should think about a different major. Yeah, it sucked hearing that. It was very discouraging. As much as they told me to not do it, I still did it, because honestly, the only thing that matters to me is how I like it and how I like my music. It wasn't until I got outside of university where I really started like realizing like, wow, my vocal range is actually pretty cool, and I could do like rock music. I could actually like hold note for pretty long. I can actually sustain pretty well. And I think it was just like I was in such like an environment full of fear that I didn't feel safe enough to like experiment with my voice or realize the capability that I had. Like, my advice to people that are looking to go to school for music, I guess it just depends on what you think you're gonna get out of it. Honestly, a lot of people that went to school aren't doing music. Like, I think I'm the only person I know that's actually doing music outside of school. I had ex-friends that were doing like things that kind of were associated with the entertainment industry, but not like directly like in music. So if you want to go to music school, I just suggest like what do you want to get out of it, especially if you're trying to be like an artist or a music artist, a musician, because a lot of people ended up teaching, which nothing's wrong with teaching, but we all know that we went to music school to become a music artist, to become a producer, to do creative things. And a lot of the people who made fun of me in school also, they're not doing anything with music now, which I think it's kind of funny that, you know, like I was constantly trying to play shows. I was trying to like, you know, just get used to performing. I'd go to open mics so much. Like, people ask me how do I get shows. I literally did open mics since I was like 10 years old, and then I got my first show booked last summer, I think. Yeah, a lot of practice, a lot of time, a lot of networking with people, connecting with people. I knew that I wanted to do this, and I know that I want to do this, so I really don't let anyone get in the way of that. It's easier said than done, I realize that, and it's hard for some people to even start music, but you have to start somewhere. And when I started, like, sucked. I still suck sometimes, but artists have their moments, but that's what makes you an artist, is that you are flawed. And I like showing my flaws a lot, and showing that makes people angry because a lot of people are expecting perfection a lot of the times, and I like imperfections, but that's just me. If someone constantly tells you to stop doing it, you're doing something right, because they are so bothered by you doing something that you love to do. And when you get as much hate as like I do, and it's not even that much, but it's kind of a lot, I kind of realized like you're doing something right. Like, that's what my professor told me for our copyright, and shout out Tea Garden. He said that once you start, if you when I first started, it was just a lot of compliments, right? A lot of compliments. But now, because I'm growing, I'm gonna get a lot more hate. And that's like with any kind of singer, artist, person, creative person, you're gonna get hate, but also the hate fuels your engagement. You know what I mean? Like, people just love to hate, and that's something that people love to do. They just love to hate, because it's like, what's easier to do than support someone is to hate someone. And not to say I don't have like supporters or anything. Like, I really love people who have supported me this far and continue to support me and stuff, and like releasing new music, but you have the mentality that any person can stop you. I'm not gonna say you're not gonna make it, but it's gonna be harder for you. I'm a very sensitive person. People constantly tell me, like, comment, if you can't take it, don't be on the internet. But it's like, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and I hate that expectation, like, you're sensitive and you can't take constructive criticism, don't be on the internet. But it's like, I'm gonna take up my space anyway and be on here, and just don't let people like tell you what to do. And it's like, it's constantly like a mental battle, and choosing your battles wisely. And for me, I have like so much like BPD rage going on, and like bipolarness going on, and I don't look at the comments as much, so I try not to reply as much. I'm just trying to like post and then like leave. Just don't let anyone stop you from, one, doing what you love to do, and two, from being yourself. Everyone will say, oh, just be yourself, but then they'll be like, oh, not like that. Like, someone commented the other day that really was like an eye-opening comment, was like they're like, when someone's weird but not aesthetically pleasing or something like that, and it's like angry emojis. It's like, we'll just want things that are perfect in aesthetic and that are like weird but aren't actually like weird. Does that make sense at all? Like, do you guys get what I mean? Like, it's like not like weird, but like it's weird but not weird. Okay, anyways, I personally did not gain a lot from music school. It did help with me building tougher skin, even though I'm still very sensitive. It did make me become more aware of things, and just my musicality and stuff like that, and having like the knowledge of music theory. Like, I used to hate music theory. I kind of understand it now, because it kind of helps. And you don't have to obviously go to school for music. There are tons of people who don't go to school for music and are like super talented, and there is like YouTube and the internet. There's also like music certificates you can get online. You can get courses on how to use Pro Tools. As far as like recording stuff and how I record stuff, everyone always asks me like, how do you record your music? And honestly, I just use BandLab, and a lot of people made fun of me for that in university when I was like, I don't use Pro Tools or Ableton, but I use BandLab, and BandLab's kind of like a baby DAW, digital audio workspace, if you don't know what that means. But it's super easy and I love doing it, and they have like really cool samples and stuff. So that's kind of how I made my music. That's kind of how I prefer to do it. Before, when I made my covers, I would use Ableton, pretty much it. And I show this like every TikTok, but I guess people still want to know, like, I just have these headphones my dad got on sale, and then just this Shure SM58 mic, nothing fancy. I used to use a condenser mic, don't know where that's at, but it's not one of those. It looks like, oh, I don't know if I'll put it up, but it's like a cylinder one. That one picks up too much for me, to be honest. I don't like it. And then I just use my Focusrite. That's basically it. So people are just like thinking there's so much more to it, but there really isn't. It's just that, and just like what you can do to produce it. You don't really need a lot of things to sound good. Like, I made some stuff on my phone. Steve Lacy also made stuff on his iPod. Like, there's things you can do with the things that you have, so you don't really need to have like a lot. I just have this because it's more convenient. That's pretty much it. Like, it's all like I do basically, and just like write music and stuff. Of course, I have a guitar, and just like not limiting myself or like overthinking too much, because a lot of my friends who make music, they overthink a lot of their music and they end up not releasing anything. And I've kind of gotten in that rut like this past few months, but also I give myself grace because of just the mental stuff I've been dealing with. But just put it out, like just put it out, because that's how you're gonna start. I don't know, I guess that's all the advice I can give right now. I'm sorry I'm not like, but I'm really tired. If you guys have any more questions, leave it in the comments or leave it in the TikTok comments. And I hope this wasn't boring, but yeah, I hope that was encouraging to you guys to go make your music, to make your art, and let me know what you guys think. So I'll see you guys next time. Bye.